Okay, people, this is a test to see what this recording software will be like. Why am I doing this? Because I'm just going to show the people of my league how to basically set their lineup and what kind of features this can allow them to do. Okay, firstly, things that I find cool about this, which we've already posted on the board, is that we can see the odds that one of our fantasy teams will beat the other. Looking at mine, I'm set to whoop Heidi's ass, but looking at the actual matchup itself, you can see that a lot of these players on Heidi's team aren't set to score, but for all we know they might not have played before and they might be set to play come this week. I guess also it's important to note that you can look at her emergencies and they're not currently in her side. Once she places them in her side or any on the bench that we can't see at the moment, her score will increase greatly. On top of that, you've also got to think that she's probably not going to have David Asprey as her captain or vice captain, or Josh Bruce as her captain or vice captain, so most likely she'll put Paddy Dangerfield in and he'll get crapload more points. So she's not going to end up with 1,089. She'll probably end up with 1,400, something like that. Regardless, the odds will reflect that 101's not right. It'll be more competitive, Heidi. I'm not going to whoop you totally, but I will win! Okay, what else are we doing? When I go to my team, we are going to look at this. Okay, so at the moment this is my 22 lineup. Now you can view this in a couple of different ways. There's the drag and drop or there's the classic. Now drag and drop is basically, if I click on this area, you can see that my cursor has gone to that kind of move button, and I can basically move this player to wherever I want. Now you can kind of see that when I highlight, for example, Kyle Cheney, right? He turns yellow. Now I can move him to my second emergency place, which means if two of my backs don't play, then Kyle Cheney's score will count. But otherwise, if only one of them did, the first position would be the one that I get the extra points for. So the ordering of your bench is quite important in the sense that you don't want to have a gun as bench 2, you want him as bench 1. So this ordering counts. It's very unlikely that you'll have two people in your back that won't play, and you'll need both bench positions, but it could be possible that only one wouldn't play, and you want to have the right ordering of this. Okay, you can have empty slots in your emergencies. If you look at this, I've made it so that I know that Chris Dawes isn't playing the first week because he is suspended, so I don't need to have him in there. But in theory, before I did the trade for Lee Montagna for Segler, I could have had, like all of you, arranged it so that every one of my emergency positions was set up, but I don't have to field a team with all my emergency positions filled up. So, that's one of the features that's different from Supercoach and Dream Team, in that with Supercoach, you had to have dual position players have a equal position player in their reverse, if you know what I mean. So if you had a ruck forward in your ruck, you had to have a forward ruck in your forward, otherwise you couldn't trade them. With this, you can have people on the bench who don't take part at all. You can move pretty much anyone where you want them to. Okay, so other than that, C is for captain. They're going to get double points. V is what happens if the captain doesn't play. For me, beams make sense, so I'm assuming Heidi will change that to Dangerfield if she wants to remain competitive. But it just might come down to who has the best hair. I think Paddy Dangerfield has good hair. Okay. Other than that, you can go into classic mode. Classic mode is basically this. You don't drag and drop. You change their position by using this drop-down menu. And that's emergency bench 1, emergency bench 2. Because I've got Burgoyne as a dual position, because I'm lucky enough, I can have him as emergency center 1 or emergency center 2, or on my bench. Basically what they say is if you're doing drag and drop on your phones or smart devices, not a good idea. Some of them shit their pants. It's probably best to go classic mode, but if you're on a laptop or a PC, drag and drop seems the easiest way to do it. And pretty much once you're in drag and drop, you can put that player on and you can see exactly where you can put them. So at the moment it's showing that I can actually put Sean Burgoyne in the center because he's dual, and he's already in my back, so it makes no sense to, it wouldn't highlight the back as to be a position where he could go because he's already there. But if I scroll down also, you can see that I can put him in my emergencies for back or center, or I can just put him on my bench. So the bench people don't actually score at all. So if you're putting someone in your bench, make sure they're not playing, or you don't care if they play. Otherwise, chuck them in your emergencies, because they might not be named, but it could be one of those last-minute decisions or whatever it is. So you may as well have them in your emergencies, but otherwise, bench. Okay, I hope that this has worked okay. Yeah, not much to say about the actual field layout itself. What I'm finding interesting is the actual teams themselves, because it's fair enough to say that Libby has stocked her lines with Essendon players, and we'll find out what's happening, I think, tomorrow. Like we got Hibbard, we got Heppel. So I think Heppel's been cleared of play anyway. I think he played. And Zaharakis is fine as well. Where are we? Bell Chambers, that's another, so that's 2. And then, yeah. There's probably some people on her bench who are also Essendon players. I feel like she got loads more than what I've just actually listed. And she's got an empty ruck position there. Okay. Now, what I'm actually going to talk about in this is the match of the round, in my opinion. This is the match that's going to be friggin' awesome to see. Now, this is James versus Lucy. And at the moment, Lucy is predicted to win, and I think she probably will win. But look at the difference in score. It's 1921 to 1962. Now, at the moment, I'm not sure she actually wants her captain to be Malcheski. She might. But it could also be Watson if Watson was free. Don't know. Or Mumford or a million other players that are all predicted to go 100 instead of 85. But Malcheski could do pretty good things, I mean. But here's the thing. All of her score is not based on the Essendon thing. As in, like, you get rid of Watson, you get rid of Carlisle, and her bench is good enough that you kind of go, okay, well then I've got, Briscatelli or Guthrie to go straight in, or I've got Pav or White to go straight in. So, in all, Essendon fucks up, she's still relatively covered. It'll be a closer match, probably, but, her team is that well placed that I'm thinking, ooh, this is the match of the round. Now, I think James has clearly messed with his lineup, and he's got the best of the best in there at the moment. And, probably an interesting call doing Sam Mitchell as captain, because I think Mitchell is going to kick ass in this competition. And Cochin is second, yeah, could work out okay. But for me, this is the match of the round, this is the bragging rights, this is the one I'll be paying attention to. Partly because I think I'm playing James next week, and it'll be nice to see if all of his players get injured. Hopefully all of them get injured, if not die. Yeah. Maybe not Mitchell, because I need Mitchell. Okay. Hopefully this has worked. Hopefully you found it entertaining. Hopefully it's given you an idea of how to set your lineup, and also how to navigate through the website. So basically, if you're on the league, you go to your right-hand side and you can see your matchup. You can see whether or not you're going to get the crap kicked through you. And then I guess you can see our ladder. And this is the player movements. So basically, when I set the draft results in, which was Friday, and I let you guys know Saturday daytime, I think that was Sunday daytime, I basically said, everyone can see their players. That you should have been able to for since Friday night, because I did it before work. No one did a damn thing, and I kind of realized, oh, you can have a bench. You don't need to have dual position players and all that shit. And it freaks me out that no one got Montaigne, considering he's averaging like 93. And I kind of figured, well, I don't need that many ruck people, or the people that are dual position. So I ended up making a call as to whether or not I kept Segler or Hale, and I kind of thought, well, Hale played a lot more games, granted he's getting older, while Segler wasn't. So I traded Segler for Montagna, and part of that comes down to whether or not Brent Stanton is cleared to play ever again, and whether or not, I think it was Scott Thompson, someone like that, an Adelaide dude, was going to recover from his injuries and be right for the season. But also, it's just because someone might want Montagna at some point. It'd be nice to have that card in my deck and kind of go, well, I've got him, as opposed to shitty Segler. Also, I guess it also frees up Segler for people who have shitty rucks. Like, for example, Rowley has Ryder, for one thing, so if Ryder's fucked, then Ryder's fucked. Other than that, he's got, like, I think it's Warnock, and I think by all accounts, Wood is going to be their clear ruck person-y in Carlton for the year, so I kind of think Rowley might want to jump on Segler. In more ways than one. Deal with those issues, Rowley. Okay, so I think, considering that this has probably gone for 1 million minutes, this is a nice little test to see if this works, but also a little bit of smack talk and a little bit of idea of how to set your lineup, and I hope you enjoy it. If you bag me, I will kill you, and, you'll end up wearing a jester suit anyway, and I'll be the king, and you guys all suck. So, there you go.